3, 2, 1.
This is the Mac Media Show.
Welcome to the Mac Media Show, everyone. My name is Mac.
And I'm Ree.
And this is the Me and Ree Review Show. We are the two that review for you.
We are.
This is $1 Million Listing, episode 5. This is the Los Angeles season. I thought this was a good episode. Ree, what did you think?
Oh, I thought it was a great one. Great one.
What was your favorite part?
There's a lot of favorite parts, but I think my most, the point that really caught me off guard was when those guys offered Altman $500,000 over.
Oh, really?
The price.
You like that?
The full price, yeah.
Huh.
I thought that was so neat.
My favorite part was Josh Flagg selling the listing for, $19.5 million?
Oh, yeah, of course, but...
I mean, one of the biggest sales in $1 Million Listing history.
Yeah, he did a good job on that, and it was interesting that he sold them that property for around $6 million, and then they flipped it, fixed it up, whatever.
Right. Sold a lot.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable, the difference, man.
So Josh Flagg does well this week.
Yeah, he did extremely well.
Makes a commission on the property, $6 million.
Yes.
Turns around, makes a commission on 19.5.
I mean, that was unbelievable.
A European buyer.
European buyer.
Do you think it was for investment? What's your gut say?
I have no idea. I would think investment because he relied on these brokers to send him pictures and all that, and he bought it on that premise. So I'm thinking it's probably. But who can buy something for just that reason?
Well, people.
Nice.
Justin Bieber doesn't even have. I mean, it's like these people that you think are rich don't even have $20 million houses. Taylor Swift is like $16 million.
I mean, that is
so $19.5 million has to be somebody
unbelievable
that's not rich but wealthy.
Yeah.
And that's the difference that Josh Flagg started talking about, which I thought was neat.
Be interesting if they would let us know who some of them were.
Yeah.
Not necessarily maybe their names, but just what they do, that kind of thing.
What did you think about the meeting place that Josh did the negotiation in the cigar?
Oh yeah, that was different, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was really different.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was reminded me of Justin Finkelstein.
Finkelstein.
Is that his name? What was his last name? I've forgotten it.
Ree.
What is it?
Justin
I'm sorry.
Finkelstein.
Yeah, excuse me. He said
gave
people
us,
call him Finkelstein.
Well,
That's
he
right.
gave us credit for getting his name right the first time.
I'm sorry. I got it wrong. Excuse me, Justin.
Goodness.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Your series went off and I forgot. I'm sorry. We haven't said it much. I'm sorry.
It's not been
okay, I apologize. That's good.
But I thought the meeting place was neat, and I thought the
was.
negotiation was neat. I thought the whole episode, we had everybody sold a property this week.
They did.
And obviously Flagg did the best. Who came in second this week with the highest priced property? Was it
let's see.
Altman for 10.5?
Oh yeah, I would think he did. Yeah, because the other ones were $2 million.
James and David's were
like
2 or 2.3. That property. Let's talk about that. Altman's property. William Neff. Was that the guy's name?
Yeah, that was the architect.
Yeah,
right.
It was a cool property 50 years ago.
Yeah.
But this was basically just a teardown and a nice piece of property, and basically the property's worth $10.5 million.
Oh yeah,
that's what Altman got for it.
Yeah,
and
ended up.
One thing I thought was going to end up being a mistake was promising 7 days we'll have it sold.
He did a good job on that, didn't he?
Well, I thought it was a mistake to begin with, before you see the result. But now I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking it's a teardown. He knows all the developers. It's probably pretty easy to sell.
Especially when there's not any more lots like that available.
And
So
it's in Bel Air.
He knew that, right.
And I think those have to be their favorite listings.
Oh, I guess so, because they're quick and easy.
I mean, it's just like money in the bank.
You just turn it in 1 week and you've made your goal, But one thing I did like about Altman this week, because last week he was a little antagonistic, but this week he he tried to keep the property from being torn down because the owner had some emotional ties to it, and I think it had been in their family or something, and so I thought that was kind of nice of him to try to find somebody that was interested in just restoring it instead of completely tearing it down. So kudos. I thought that was very good, Josh Altman. You showed some human side to you this week.
Yeah, and then James and David, of course, they got back into the...
They did.
The Burning Man.
Yeah, the bungalow, whatever it's called. Yeah.
And what did happen? I think the guy went to Russia.
Yeah, just left.
Just out of the blue.
They never said if they rented it or he had just somebody staying in it.
They didn't say.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And the lock was changed.
Yeah.
I mean, and then all of a sudden the lock is changed back.
Right.
Wonder what kind of time transpired in that.
I don't know.
I don't think it was overnight.
No, it had to be months.
Yeah. But isn't that odd? That was so odd.
Very odd.
And he had said that he was not he didn't want to sell it. He wanted to live in it.
Yep.
If they got full price, he would move out. But
So
otherwise-
they found his father
yeah.
somehow. And what was he, a doctor?
Yeah, it was some kind of doctor. Yeah.
And they never even talked to the client about it. He told
They
them
didn't.
about the son went to Russia and somebody's there and we'll get him out. And he relayed the message that if you don't get full price, then he's going to move back in, which changed the situation a little bit because the listing was overpriced for that area. It's a record 2.2. And what did you think about that?
Oh, I thought that was really good. I thought they ended up, that girl had tried to see it the time before. You remember when the key didn't fit?
Yeah.
And she had come back, and I thought they did really good on it. I thought they did really well on it. That was the highest price around that area, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was a record, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they did good.
And I think what James said was a good thing to say. So this is going to be an emotional purchase. It's not going to be
right.
a comp.
Because she said the
purchase.
comps were lower.
Yeah, and he said, how bad does she want it? And that's interesting. I hadn't seen that before on the show.
Yeah. Some actress from Mexico bought that.
Yeah, a Latina.
Yeah,
Is that what they said
I
she
think
was?
so. Yeah.
Wanted to entertain.
Yeah.
And she wanted the property, and she got it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a neat property. It was
different.
It was. It had a balcony and a nice pool area.
It really did look like a party house.
Oh yeah.
It really
Well,
did.
James and David must have been flaming alcoholics.
They must have. I was going to mention that was an interesting conversation. I didn't realize both of them were that
Yeah.
radical because they don't drink now. I notice on Andy Cohen, all of them were on Andy's show after this particular episode, and he does the shot ski, and they don't get up ever. And so then they talked about it. I didn't realize both of them were. I thought David was, but I didn't realize James was too. That's sad. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible. But, now that they stay away from it, it's no big deal. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Club soda, it's good. It's fine.
Well, where are we in the series? Flagg and James and David, they can't stand Altman.
They just don't, do they? And
No.
seemed that way on Andy Cohen, too.
Yeah,
Andy
no,
didn't
just-
seem like he would even, not Andy, Josh Altman would not even turn around and look at the Brits. I mean, he looked like he
And he had a problem with
just
Flagg.
hated them.
It's like these
But-
guys.
But Flagg seems to get along with everybody for some reason. He and the Brits are good friends, and it's funny because I was reading about Michael Lorber. Do you remember Michael
Oh, yeah.
Lorber, who is Douglas Edelman's son, one of the owners? He was on at the very beginning, and then he quit being on the series. I think he was in New York though, wasn't he, with Frederick and Ryan? I think.
That's right.
But he was saying that he was really good friends with Josh Flagg. They went on vacations together, and I think after Josh's grandmother passed away, they went to Africa on a safari, he and Colton. And Michael said he went with them. So he's real close to Josh Flagg. Seems like Josh Flagg is a lot of fun to be around, evidently. I mean, he seems normal. He's not antagonistic. He doesn't throw ugly insinuations at you that causes you to be defensive. That's sort of what Altman does. And I wonder if that's just portraying his character on the show, or is he really like that? What do you think?
I don't know. Last week in our episode, I said that Altman, I thought that it started as a character, and maybe he's grown into that, unwillingly. It's just kind of happened because of TV, and he's just really kind of gotten into the show, but I don't know. I can't tell because
I kind of think it's his personality.
I think it is now because it was that way on Andy Cohen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was the
But
same way.
when I see interviews online, where he's kind of straight shooting, it doesn't seem he doesn't seem like that, But maybe that's because nobody else is around. But I don't know. It's hard to tell, and I think Flagg is pretty consistent though.
I do too.
And I think James and David they're consistent with the show too. Inside and out. I don't think there's any character there, but somebody's got to play the heel on the show, and Altman does a good job at that. But
I guess so.
I think if he's if that's his real negotiating style, the way what we see is he seems to overpromise more than
he does.
James and David and Flagg do. You know, he's more unrealistic to his clients, which I've seen in the past has kind of put him in tough places. But this week he did it in 7 days. You know, he promised what he got them. So, but I feel like sometimes that does put him in a tough corner. But the other guys seem pretty real. And next week James and David and Flagg are going to do a co-listing.
Yeah, I saw that on the previews. Yeah,
I think the preview showed Altman wrapping Flagg's car
in cellophane or something.
Yeah,
I don't.
That'll be interesting to see.
I was thinking about Altman the other day, and I was wondering if I think he's the kind of person that works better under stress because he seems to put himself in those positions. You know, like he says, "I'll do it in 7 days. I'll do it in 30 days," or whatever it is, and he rushes
That's
and pushes. And
interesting point.
I think he tends to work better. He looks like somebody that really has a hard time relaxing. You know, sitting still. Flagg doesn't seem to be. James and David have other things that they, you know, you see them with their kids and they're relaxed. But sometimes I think Josh Altman's more on adrenaline. I mean, I don't think he lets himself down much. I think he's continually thinking about business. He's continually looking at the next sale, and pushing himself to the limit.
I think you're right. But I think maybe he needs that to stay focused.
That's what I mean. I think he's that personality. Yeah. And but he was very sweet when his parents were there, and his parents were so nice, and he seemed like he really liked family. He really was, thought a lot of the way he had grown up and his dad and everything. So I thought that was just really, that kind of brought him back down to life to me. You know, but he's a nice guy, I think, in the long run. But I hate to see him when they don't get along too well. You know. Right. I don't think Josh Flagg and Josh Altman get along too well. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. They did that little glitter thing, and
yeah. Well, I mean, that wasn't anything. I was thinking about on the Andy show, Cohen's.
Yeah, they seemed like they didn't get along very well.
Yeah, he kind of, Altman's always saying something about him or to him, and he said he didn't like me because I came in and I had not grown up there and all that kind of stuff. And Flagg just looked at him. It's hard to know what.
I'll tell you, Altman's a little awkward on camera live.
I think he is
like
too.
But maybe that's because it's not really him. He's playing that character.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he wants to react one way, he has to react another way, and he can't decide between the two. Like,
yeah.
Like when he was talking about, I think Andy asked Flagg and Altman who sold more this year, and Flagg said, "Well, I sold this much. I don't know how much he sold," and it's like Altman, it's a perfect opportunity as a ego guy to say, "Well, I was on the list and he wasn't," but it's like he hesitated before he said that, like almost like in real life he would never have said anything about a list and I sold more, but because I'm on the show and I'm playing this kind of character, I'm gonna say the list and kind of be ego. But it's like he hesitated before he did it because he couldn't decide whether he wanted to or couldn't. I was just kind of like a conflict,
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that's part of him trying to be real and part of him saying, well, I have to kind of be the other way on the show because everybody else are, they're the nice guys, Yeah,
so. Maybe so, but it seems like they're very laid back and he's real aggressive to me.
Yeah.
It's more that way than...
Well, and a lot of times he's not honest. I've noticed...
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like on that show. He was concerned that Flagg had actually sold more, and it seemed like to me. But it was like he almost wanted to be a little dishonest about it with the list, but because he never gave a number.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, just because Flagg isn't in the list doesn't mean that. But anyways.
Well, I think Flagg looked over and said I was on the list too.
Yeah, he did.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't know, but do you what do you think about Josh Flagg keeping his grandmother's house? I know Andy asked him about that.
Yeah, that was strange.
Thought he'd keep it as a shrine.
Well, what I noticed was that Flagg was like he was kind of confused by the question because he didn't understand how that person knew.
No, don't you remember on the show?
Well, yeah, but see,
it?
He forgot about in that show. It must have been filmed such a long time ago.
Because they did show it. They showed it at the end of last year, I think.
It was this season.
Was it this season?
Yeah.
When he and Colton were in there? I thought it was the end of last year.
I think it was this season. The
Because he
beginning.
couldn't decide what to do. She had just passed away.
Well, it may have been last season. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
But it must have been filmed a long time ago because he couldn't remember that he even suggested in one of the episodes that whatever he suggested.
Because he thought about living in it.
Remodeling it?
Yeah,
or
redoing it.
Redoing it or living in
he
it
and
or
Colton
something.
living in it, yeah.
Yeah, so he had forgotten that he ever said that. And so when that question came up.
Oh, you think he did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm not doing anything to it, But that's the difference between present time and filming a long time ago. I guess in between he had changed his mind. They're not doing anything. He didn't get it.
I wonder what he is going to do with it.
Well, he said he's still holding on to it.
Well, he said he's going to maybe keep it as a shrine to her.
I know.
But you think he would just leave it like it is and he would go in there from time to time and spend the night or something and it's like her stuff's still there?
Kind of weird.
Well, I think they had an odd relationship. Was he an only child?
I don't know.
I think he was. Seems like I remember reading that he was an only child and he grew up and seems like she had more influence on him than even his parents.
I know.
It was just really neat that I think they became best buddies or something because, he said they went to Europe all the time together and the mom and dad were not too involved.
Yeah.
You'd see pictures of just the two of them. So it's kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting.
Mm.
But, yeah, I've lost a parent, and I know it's kind of hard to know what you want to do. It's been kind of hard. I guess it's been a year, hasn't it, since she passed away, the grandmother, or has it been 2 years?
Yeah, Edith.
It's been a while, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that's tough. That has to be tough on him. But well, they didn't show Heather this time.
Oh, yeah, no Heather. More Matt, though, this week.
Yeah, Matt was involved more.
Yeah.
So they must work together. Matt just doesn't want to be on camera.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. We hadn't talked to Altman. We need to interview him. I think I wrote him and told him to send us one of his books. He came out with his book, It's Your Move. And he was going to ship us a book.
That's right.
Because of the show, but hadn't gotten it yet. But it seems like I want to see his take on real estate compared to Frederick Eklund.
Yeah, Frederick said pick it up. Frederick thought it was a good
book.
book.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
I think it has different... I think it's more about what he does and his strategies, or I heard him talking about it on something, more than Frederick's was more on sales techniques, I think, than exactly. I think Altman goes more into how he does negotiations and different stuff like that.
That's right.
But I'm anxious to read it to see what it is.
Yeah.
We could review the book.
Yeah.
We can call Josh Altman and tell him we want to review the book and do an interview.
Oh, yeah, he'd love that.
Yeah, we need to get him on. We really ought to get him on with the book.
Yeah, we should.
Now, we need to read it first, though. He needs to get us that book so we can read it and we can review it.
Yeah, that would be good.
But I like books like that. I like books on real estate. They're fun to read.
I think the season's been good so far. I don't
Oh,
think...
yeah, this one's been real good.
Really, there's not much that happened this past week besides... I mean, you think about it, it was kind of a... James and David, that was a continuation from last week.
Mm-hmm.
Flagg, his was pretty short, really. I mean, there wasn't much. They just showed the property and then, like, two people looked at it and then they went straight into negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
And then Altman, he just had that one property and I didn't like the people that were selling the property too much. I mean, they were
kind of odd. Right?
Kind of, yeah, that was kind of strange. It was funny that man said, give us a minute, and he covered the camera with his thumb. And he comes back, well, we need the money.
Yeah, the money means more than the property. Yeah.
Because they had a second offer, $9.5 million. It was not a teardown.
Right.
And, man, I thought two offers like that, two
solid
offers in 7 days.
1 week?
Yeah.
1 week. That was impressive. Impressive.
It seems like
impressed us this week.
James and David worked on that $2 million home for months.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
And he does that in 7 days, but... Of course, everybody has properties like that. So.
Yeah, and James and David will have one that's big like that. And,
that's right.
But I would like to write down some of these that they've done in the past and ask them about them, whatever happened to them. Like there's one in particular that James and David had where they did that commercial for some kind of gym something, or it was going to play in gyms or something. And we never did. It was like a $48 million place. You remember that?
That's right.
And it just fell off the map. We never heard any more about it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear what happens to some of those properties.
Yeah.
I guess we can go.
Well, this is interesting. Changing the subject a little bit. Josh Flagg's old house, the one that he made about $500,000 on flipping. Mm-hmm. they bought that house from the son of the CEO of DreamWorks.
The son of the CEO. Who's the CEO of DreamWorks? Was it?
I forget his name.
Is that Opie? DreamWorks used to be Ron Howard.
No.
And
no,
okay,
not
is
that.
it the one with the hair that sticks up? What's his name? He was part of DreamWorks too, I think. The one that wrote the book Curiosity. Brian Grazer. I think they were involved in DreamWorks.
David
at one time.
Katzenberg.
Okay. Well, what am I thinking about then?
His dad, Jeffrey Katzenberg, owns DreamWorks. Or is the CEO.
Katzenberg. Okay. Well, what is it that Ron Howard, Brian Grazer owned? Was it Pixar?
No.
They owned something. They were on some big, I can't remember. And it was a little...
Imagine Entertainment.
No, I was thinking it was something else. It was the one with the half moon and the little boy fishing.
That was DreamWorks, but they don't.
Okay.
They don't
Well, I
own that.
guess I'm getting them all confused. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's...
Yeah, this is Imagine Entertainment.
Okay, that's what Ron Howard and Brian Grazer
That's
are.
right.
Are they still partners?
Yeah.
He wrote that book, and I just wondered if they were
Yeah,
still
there they
partners.
are. That guy's got the hair, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got that hair that sticks
Yeah.
out. He's funny.
Well,
I like him.
anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just thought it was a great episode. Great episode. They have a
Reminds
lot
me
going on in L.A., don't they?
Oh,
You think it's because the area is a lot bigger than maybe San Francisco?
What do you mean more going on? I mean, there's...
It just seems like they have more, like Justin. He had a lot of things that didn't work out. The firehouse, things that were odd. And yet you've got, like, odd properties here, like David and James picked up that odd property, but they make it work. It just seemed like more things work in L.A., and it may be because they've been there longer. This was their first season, Justin and them. But you remember Justin got a couple that fell through?
Yeah.
And it just seemed like he just couldn't get it going.
I think the pace was slower.
Yeah, slower. That's it. Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
Maybe not the, more properties fell through or whatever. I just think the pace was slower.
Maybe that's it. Because, is it Andrew? Didn't he sell a $20 million?
Yeah.
Wasn't that $20 million, that Louis?
Yeah,
with
the kid
braces
with
and all
the
that? Yeah.
jaw.
Yeah. Okay.
Hated that kid.
Well, that was, he doesn't need to come back. But that was San Francisco, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's been good. I've loved L.A.
Yeah, I just I think the guys there in LA are, they just got it more than the San Francisco cast. But the San Francisco cast is their first year.
Yeah, and they have to
If
get
you
used to
if you
it,
look
and-
back at the
sure.
first year of LA, it's,
Oh yeah, it'd be the same
it's
way.
like makes you cringe.
Yeah, they got to find their
So
niche, and
so I hope those guys get renewed because I thought
I
San
do too. I
Francisco
thought it was
was
good.
pretty good.
I thought they were real good.
I thought Miami was good though, and got chopped.
Miami.
Yeah,
I don't know. It didn't hit me the same
it
way.
was okay.
Yeah, it didn't hit me the same way.
I like Chad.
Yeah, you said you did. Yeah, it was okay, but it was just not exactly.
Yeah, Chad Carroll. There he is.
Oh, wonder what happened to them. Wonder what they're gonna do. And what was Sam? What was the girl's name?
No, DiBianchi.
Yeah, I knew it was an odd name. Boy, you can remember these names.
Oh, I got
I
him.
have a hard time with these names.
I got him. So
Wonder-
Chad Carroll started his own firm,
Oh,
the
really?
Chad Carroll Group.
Wow,
There
cool.
he is.
Well, it did put him on the map for that then.
Chad Carroll was the executive vice president at Douglas Elliman.
Oh, was he really?
Wow.
When they were filming. Now
Well,
he's got his own group.
Yeah, that's right.
What about Sam Katzen, whatever? What'd you say her name was?
Sam what?
Sam, what's her last name?
DiBianchi.
DeBianchi.
Yeah, what's Sam DiBianchi doing? Let's see.
Let's see what she's doing. Yeah, I'm still on Katzenberg.
DiBianchi Real Estate.
Well, she still has her own firm then.
She's
She
got
had her
her
own
own.
firm to begin with.
That's
didn't
right.
she? Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
Wonder how they felt about not being renewed.
She screwed up her hours on Google. She needs to fix that. She needs to call
Well,
us.
anyway, I don't know. Miami was a little tougher for me to relate to for some reason. I don't know why. Than L.A. and New York and San Francisco even.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco always reminds me of Full House. I watched it growing up and I loved it.
Yeah.
And so it always reminds me of that.
Oh, here she is.
I hope she's doing well. I hope I hope her firm's doing well.
She is.
She's still kept her own. She didn't go with anybody else.
No.
So that's good. That means she must be doing enough to make a living.
Oh yeah, she's doing enough. Man, Miami real estate's really nice. I like that.
There's some nice places there.
There are very
You're
nice
not kidding.
places.
Yeah.
It's about people work, not paperwork.
Is that what she says?
That's what she puts.
Well, Florida, I think, what is it? They don't have a state income tax?
That's right.
Something like that, which makes it a little easier to live there, too.
Yeah, I'll be moving to Florida soon.
Which is nice. Tennessee doesn't either. I like Tennessee, too.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas doesn't. Yeah, it's interesting.
All right.
Yeah, it was a good show.
I enjoyed talking about it, too. This is a good week. Anything else you want to add?
We're going to get an interview set up with Altman.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and do that.
I'd like to talk to him. So we'll get him. We'll get him to call us, and let us know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk to him personally and see what he's like. See if he's different from the character.
Yeah, we haven't interviewed him yet, huh?
We hadn't. No,
He's the
we've
only
done several others, and I don't know if we could get hold of Flagg. He's busy.
Oh,
he's all around, but I like Flagg. We might, it'd be kind of cool to get an interview with both of them at the same time.
Well, we'll get James and David, and then I'll get Flagg.
Yeah, James did an interview, didn't he?
I could text him right now.
Yeah, that's really good. But I'd like to get Altman's book and read it and see what I think about it. And I think it would be a good one for anybody that's interested in real estate to get and read.
Right.
And Frederick's book is good, too.
All right.
It's really good.
We need to do
Good
that.
show. Good show. I enjoyed it.
All right.
I like it when there's a lot of deals going on. I love that.
There were this week.
Yeah, it's fun to guess what they're going to offer next and, that kind of thing. It's fun. I like that. Mm-hmm. And I like to see their maneuvering. You learn a lot.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever decide to go, buy a house or whatever, I just did some stuff on a for sale by owner, and it was so much fun. It's on a different level, but it's so much fun to do the negotiating.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. It's fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
It is. Anyway, great show. Loved it.
Yeah, I kind of hate to cut it short, but where are we coming in at here?
No, I don't think we've cut it short.
We're coming in at almost half an hour.
I was going to say, we ain't cut anything short.
We're right on schedule.
We are.
Well, all right. I'll say until next week, this has been great. And for episode 6, we'll see you again next Thursday.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see them co-listing. That'll be fun next week.
Yep.
They showed it as a preview, I guess.
Yeah, I want to see what Altman does to them.
Yeah. Anyway, been a great show. Great doing it with you, Matt.
All right.
Have a
until
great
next
week.
time.
Yep. Have a great week.